speaking of no consequences, free money, getting everybody hooked on government assistance, Biden's budget was released I think it was week before last now. I've had this on the agenda to talk about, but there's been so many things that have kind of taken precedence over it. So he has vowed to cut $3 trillion from the federal deficit over the next decade, not over the next year. But his plan to cut expenses, well, that's kind of what it sounds like if we're going to cut the deficit. No. You can decrease a deficit one of two ways. You can cut expenses, or you can increase the income. Well, the income or revenue to the federal government, guess where it comes from? Comes from taxes. So I've heard him say, make no mistake about it, I'm going to raise taxes. I mean, he's not even trying to hide it, but he says he's going to raise taxes on just the wealthy. So he said there's going to be a 25% minimum tax on the wealthiest Americans. That sounds great, right? It always sounds great when it's happening to someone else, when somebody else is footing the bill rather than us. Well, we're going to get to a point where we spend no more money than what the government collects in taxes, right? So even if they get more money from these rich people, they're going to be responsible and cut their expenses. No, that's not what he's saying at all. It's really a brain-twisting claim. It's a true political fashion. You know, you can cut or shrink the deficit, and we will still see an increase in our debt. The CBO came out just a month or two ago and predicted that if we continue on the spending path that we're on, even if we raise rates, we're going to go from a $32 trillion debt right now to $130,000 to $150,000 trillion national debt in just 30 years. That is just mind-blowing. I mean, most people, if you really sit down and think about what $1 trillion represents, it's mind-blowing. So to think that we're $32 trillion working our way to $150 trillion in federal debt, that is just mind-blowing.